What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling fantastic today. So, for those of you who return, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the best, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. So, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Jupiter, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in. I'm going to see if I can get another Lunar. Oh, I just had a thought. Cancer. Oh, jeez. Stay tuned. But I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going. Boy, of course, it's all of those lunar shenanigans. And they might grow. And for those of you, and just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you. Leave the rest with me. Never force reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Mercury Day. It's Wednesday. Hope you're feeling, hope the mind's turning. You know, been thinking a lot, been thinking about what your next game plan. I don't know, it's Mercury Day. You know, Mercury's about thinking, and maybe you're going to go out and communicate, Cancer. But also, Cancer, the moon is in Sagittarius. And with the moon being in Sagittarius, this is a very optimistic placement for a moon. So you might be feeling a little more uplifted than normal, Cancer. My great energy too. You might be feeling a little more inspired. I remember when, hold on, Cancer. There we go. Now I remember when the sun moved into Sagittarius last year. That's when I I literally woke up inspired. It was actually pretty incredible. But so pay attention to that, Cancer. You might be feeling a little more prolific. Mind might be turning a little bit more. Maybe feeling a little more ambitious, Cancer. But this is also very fortunate energy, and I feel like, I'd like to think that there is a little bit more luck than normal there, Cancer, but I feel like it's more so a great energy for appreciating the abundance that is all around you as well, considering that Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And I feel like that's what really keeps the fortune coming, and keeps that just that thing that just keeps on giving. But you also may notice too, Cancer, that you might have a bit of wanderlust. May want to go out on an adventure, whether that be maybe hop in your car, go for a ride, maybe hop on the transit, or hop on a bike, go, or even just something simple as going for a walk there, Cancer. It's a great energy for doing some journeying. But also, Cancer, Sagittarius is a very spiritual sign as well, being Jupiter ruled, and being associated with the ninth house of spirituality, philosophy, kind of those really bigger ideas and things. So it really is a great energy for, too, thinking about ways that you can expand your world and maybe even do some studying, or even I feel like a great course where, if we happen to be in school and things like that. So just another great energy to think about there, Cancer. And then we're still in that waxing crescent phase. Cancer, this is about getting yourself self-assured and really, really getting a game plan for whatever it is that you're planning for. Working on this lunar cycle here. I've been trying to do more, making it a point to just meditate a little bit more. Try to make that become like a daily practice, whether it be like right after I finish my readings, or just even like right before I go to sleep. Just carving out like just a little bit of time there, Cancer. So just trying to get that thing kind of solidified, kind of build yourself up, kind of work it around your schedule, and and be compassionate with yourself, because maybe even for some we're still trying to, maybe we're flirting with a few things and seeing which one is going to stick, and that's all right too, Cancer. And sometimes even from like previous lunar cycles we may get off the rails for some stuff, so it's like you're trying to reincorporate some other things while trying to build a new stuff. So just be kind with yourself there, Cancer. And then last few things, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check it out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching their Cancer. So very, I think you like them, very intuitive group, very just great energies that they bring. But let's go ahead and get into your general energy of the day. Oh, Cancer, and I dig this a little water energy coming through because you have the sensitivity card here. And I like that because this is a card of validate self, vulnerability is strength, and projections there, Cancer. And you know what? When I what I'm really kind of feeling with this card here, Cancer, is I feel like that there is this energy of, because we are a very sensitive sign. We're the most emotional sign of the zodiac, but I don't feel like that needs to be a crutch. I feel like that, you know, you don't need to look for necessarily for validation of whether you need to feel as much as you do and things like that. I feel like it's more so coming to peace with like validating yourself and like getting to understand your sensitivity a little bit more. Really allow yourself to be vulnerable and to feel the things that you do, because then you do get strength from that. Because in order to heal stuff, you got to feel it. In order to see it, you got to be it. Or in order to be it, you got to see it. And I feel that the more that we come to understand the fluctuations that come with each lunar cycle, or with each phase, and then what's happening in each sign, it really does help you to. I'm almost even feeling like with that projection energy, I almost feel like that it gives you into that magician energy where you learn to really kind of manifest when you're, because you're becoming more attuned with your body. I like how she's like lying in the water here, and I feel like this pool of water is your emotions. And then when you notice that there are ripples that are coming through, that helps you to intuit through this realm here, and really, because we are very powerful manifestors, Cancer, and very strong intuitives. Because with the emotions are a big part of your intuition. Being able to feel that energy on a deeper type of level. So I feel like try not to, it's like it's a balance. It's try not to block out the emotions, but also try not to get where we're drowning in them as well. It's like we want to get it to where I feel like it's, and not that I know how to swim, Cancer, but I feel like it's like when you're learning how to float for the first time and really kind of really relaxing on the water is what I'm really kind of feeling with this energy. And then when you find that equilibrium, then that peace, when you've really kind of attuned to your breath, it's just like, okay, this is the feelings that are coming through right now. What's causing this? Are they mine? And I feel like even pay attention to how others may project their feelings onto you, Cancer, and then how do you work through that as well? How do you, we were talking about that a little bit yesterday with the empath, how do you cleanse that stuff to keep that energy moving in a sense? But I like this, Cancer. Let's get some tarot on this and get some details. Definitely getting like a King of Cups type of energy here, where that, just understanding that sensitivity gives you that emotional wisdom as well. And maybe even something too, Cancer. Maybe you've been feeling a little more sensitive as of late. And, it's like kind of asking yourself, instead of, again, I feel like getting drowning in that emotion, it's like asking yourself, what is causing that? Why is this coming up there? It allows us to be, it's like the body wants us to be more, and the universe wants us to be more inquisitive with these fluctuations. Oh. Thank you. Let's see what's going on here, Cancer. Oh, alright, Cancer. And I like that. So you have the Three of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and then you got the Tower here, Cancer. Alright, let's start with this Tower here. Because I do feel that for some, when we do, I do feel like the more that we do try to, because I feel like this is, a lot of society has kind of trained us to not feel. Like if you're emotional, or if you're this and that, then you're it is a weakness. And one thing that I really really kind of gets me heated a little bit, when if I'm feeling emotional about something and then others want to, oh, well, let's not get emotional. It's like, no, let's, because you're not good, you know what I mean? And I'm even just thinking about it. Let's pull back. But I feel that For some, it's like this tower here. When we've been told that we can't feel, or that we can't do this, or that you're too this or you're too that, like, again, the projections that are kind of put on you, I feel like that really does affect your foundation in a way, and it affects it in a way where I feel like that you're not in in where you're not able to work with your energies as efficiently, because the Three of Pentacles is more than just your the Pentacles are just more than your finances. They're your manifestation, your health, and your material goods. But I'm thinking more of the manifestation and the and even your health. If we're not able to work with ourselves well, then it just throws this whole foundation out of whack. And it's like, if we start building on top of that, eventually when we do come across a stronger emotion that we were not familiar with, or maybe even multiple ones, then this whole tower comes crumbling down, and then we're in the middle of a crisis. And so I feel like with the Seven of Wands being here, it's making sure to protect your energies from not just everyone else, but also from yourself. See how you view yourself when you're feeling these different emotions. And it's kind of tricky for us to, Cancer, because, where, depending on, because a little astrology here, Cancer, with us being, especially if your sun signs in Cancer, if you go to look for, the dispositor of Cancer is the moon. So a big factor of how you operate in your sun sign is where your moon placement is at. So considering that my moon's in Gemini, I more so come at emotions and intuition from a more thinking kind of standpoint, and I feel that it is just understanding how you go about in, just processing this placement, for the sun. And I feel like the more that you come to protect it and understand it and cherish it, the more that you'll be able to work with yourself better, and then that even helps you work with others better too. Not just in life, but also too, I feel like, as the nurturer that you are, because we are we're the mothers of the zodiac. And who better to help people learn how to feel and understand their emotions than a Cancerian? You know what I mean, Cancer? Let's get a little bit more on this. And even filled with the Seven of Swords, it's about going about things from an alternative way, because sometimes the Seven of Swords can be like a card of deceit, but I feel like it's about how do we take what we've learned, and just recalibrate that a little bit. So, thank you. All right, Cancer. So you have the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords in reverse, or excuse me, upright, and then you have the Five of Cups in reverse. And Four of Swords, definitely, a card of just like meditating, like a card of just kind of, and however you get to meditate, this could be listening to music, this could be maybe even like while you're kind of like washing the dishes, or maybe even working out in nature, maybe you're working in the garden, working with plants, or maybe even inside your house or something, or maybe doing some singing, some humming, something that can get you in a peaceful mindset, especially when you find yourself in like strong sort of emotions there. And I feel like it's paying attention with the Four of Cups, as far as like, I like how there's this tree that's kind of blooming out of this cup here. It's like seeing what is trying to grow from that particular feeling that you might be feeling intensely. And then I feel like when we just get a stronger sense of that, then we're able to see, we're not just focused on, or I feel like there's less of an upheaval that happens, because the Five of Cups can be a really sort of like emotionally distressing type of card. You're focusing on, usually there's like these three cups that have spilled, and you realize, you kind of, it's like this energy of like, oh gosh, now everything's spilled, like it's just like you'll never feel the same again. There's this, it's the energy of disappointment, but there are two more behind you, that are presenting new opportunities and things, a chance to grow and move on. So, there's a little something to think about there, Cancer. Alrighty. Let's get a little bit more on this. And I like this too, Cancer, the Four of Cups. That's the moon in Cancer. So I feel like there's, even with that, there's even with how fluid our emotions can be, even like, because the fours represents stability, and it's like, it's hard to keep water in one place, but I feel like when you learn its pattern and learn its flow, and really kind of learn to ride with the wave, that's where the stability comes in. Even though, because it's you, I hope that makes sense, Cancer. But let's get a little bit more on this. All right, Cancer. Oh, and there's one of our cards here, Cancer. Lovely Queen of Cups. All right, so you have the Queen of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, and then the Death card in reverse. And then you have the Seven of Pentacles, and then the Nine of Wands upright. Upright, Cancer. And the Queen of Cups in reverse. That's a tough energy there, Cancer. There's something that I feel that for some, I feel like there's a need to kind of learn a bit more about ourselves, and learn about, because the Queen of Cups, she values all of her emotions, because they've made her, and all of her experiences, because they've made her the psychic and the empath that she is today. But when she's in reverse, there's, I feel like, a need for a little more tenderness, a little more allowing yourself again to be vulnerable and to kind of really feel these emotions in order to process some things. With the Six of Pentacles, it's like we haven't been giving, maybe we've been sort of suppressing certain feelings and things, the ones that don't feel so well, or that we don't necessarily want to deal with, but now that's thrown us out of balance, because and then it gets us in this stagnant place where we're resisting change and not able to get to our growth. But I do feel like, one, with the Nine of Wands being here, Cancer, because this for me is like a really kind of a card of strength, and having the energy to push through and to understand, as far as like how these emotions really can shape you into something really grand, something really great. And it's like investing in yourself a little bit more, and making that more of a routine, and really kind of tending to that garden, and then paying attention to what you're getting back with that, and learning how you grow. Because I'll tell you what, Cancer, there was a period of time where I do remember the emotions and things being a lot, so I spent a lot of time, just for a long time, just not feeling it, just really kind of numbing that, and really kind of pushing that stuff deep down. If it wasn't, because I have a lot of Leo in my chart, and it was one of those things, if I wasn't feeling in that fun kind of like, hey, type of space, then something was wrong, we need to fix it immediately. And it throws things out of whack. And it does that for all the signs, like, but I feel like for us in particular, it's very important to understand these things so that we can grow, because things have to change there, Cancer. And I feel like it's paying attention to how we've been maybe operating up until now. And I like this too, just even thinking about how you got Mars here, the Tower, Death card, Scorpio, their one of their rulers. There's this a lot of energy of action here, a lot of energy of change, and that if we keep resisting this change, then we're building our tower on a rocky foundation. And then when that tower eventually starts to crumble, it's just, are we going to be able to handle that pushback, and all the things that came with how we invested in ourselves there, Cancer. So and I'll tell you what too, Cancer, I'm even just getting this, there's this emotional release that I feel like is coming, because I don't know if you can tell here, she's crying as this energy is starting to just pour out. Now her third eye is open, there's this lotus on her, where would that be, around like her solar plexus. And it's just like, even like her heart chakra, I feel like it's really just starting to, it's like it's feeding the soul in a way. But again, there's this, in order to do that, I do feel like there is this, yeah, not worrying about just like needing to. And I feel like it's like making sure you're not doing this for anyone but you, Cancer. You know, like I'm just looking at how elegant this and just how wonderful her the Queen of Cups cup is, and it's just like how beautiful this understanding all this stuff can really be in the end there, Cancer. But I dig it. All right, Cancer. Let's put you there, and then let's get a little advice from Papa Jupiter and sidebar, Cancer. You know, the plan of abundance is exalted in our sign. After Sagittarius and Pisces, Jupiter loves kicking it with us, and that's a dope place to be. But let's get some advice from them. You know, Jupiter promotes that growth, so that's exciting. You know. All right, last little bit here, Cancer. So you have the King of Swords and the Three of Wands in reverse, and then you have the Page of Cups upright. And let's switch back over here, Cancer. Because, you know, I feel like with this, with the Page of Cups being here, you know, especially if this is something where we have troubles really kind of processing emotions, because I feel like it can happen to all of us, but I would say that if you're a Cancer sun, probably air moons are the hardest to probably get to understand that, because you are coming at it. That's a tricky place for the moon to be, because you're trying to think about emotions intuitively. It's an interesting place. It's not that air signs aren't intuitive or aren't emotional, but they come at it from a more logical standpoint, and it's tricky. You know, it's easier than like a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces moon. You know, but I do feel with the Page of Cups, there's this need for almost this like childlike vulnerability in a sense, to allow that inner child to feel, so that they can heal, and so that we can gain more wisdom, you know, because there's always more that we can be learning about ourselves, Cancer, and ways that we can grow. And the King of Swords, even though he is a more you know, he's the most logical of the court cards, you know, there is him, and the King of Cups are wise in very different but very similar type of ways too. You know, it's the King of Swords understands that there is a time and a place for considering that just because he can come across cold doesn't mean that he lacks empathy. You know, that's the thing I feel like with the King of Swords, and I do feel like there's a difference, and maybe for some that we've gotten into this energy of hardness in a way, and maybe that was something that was taught to keep you for tough. You can't be sensitive, you can't be this, you can't be that. You absolutely, we already established that vulnerability can be strength, but it's just like understanding the time and the place for it, and to really utilize it as a and I feel like it's with the Three of Wands here. You know, it's one of those things that it can be a bit of a journey that Cancer can take a it can take a moment. We may need to be patient with ourselves, and compassionate with ourselves for sure, because that's something too. I feel like it's kind of happened with that Queen of Cups in reverse. There's this kind of lack of compassion for yourself that may be kind of coming through, or maybe even others may not be. We may be surrounded by people who aren't as compassionate, but it may be a bit of a long one, but it doesn't mean it has to be a hard one. And I feel like the more that you do get to understand it, the easier that it does become, and the more you grow, Cancer. So let's see where I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna put you right there. But that's what I got for you there, Cancer. I like that. If you like that, Cancer, or something resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. and share this, Cancer, because I do feel like that it is an important thing, I feel like, for us to make sure that we're because again, it's not about like keeping emotions in check or anything along those lines. It's understanding them and then learning to work with them, and then that's where the power is, for us, Cancer. It's really is incredible. And then if you haven't already, there, Queen of Cups, subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified on all these videos each day. And then last little bit, Cancer, check your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus for your readings, and just get to check your chart there, Cancer. Learn a lot about yourself, because I was actually talking with someone about that earlier, where it's like, my sun sign's in Cancer, but a lot of people, when they met me, and I actually just I met a Libra not too long ago, and they had asked when my birthday was, and it was just like, oh, really? You're a Cancer? I would have thought you were a Leo. And it really does make a difference where your chart, like how you come across, it can be, it's interesting. No Cancer is the same, and how we go about emotions is very different, but we do all, on a base level, all have that feeling. So it's just about understanding like the nuances of you there, Cancer. But a real big one, when I was talking about, especially if your sun signs in Cancer, checking your moon placement, because that kind of shows how you operate in your sun sign. That's how they all work together there, because the dispositor of Cancer, again, is the moon. So just something to think about there, Cancer. And then, check out my channel. Why am I telling you all this? To check out my channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos, monthly ones, yearly ones, and it's a good old time. And all the housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Cancer. And look at that. You got another one. You got the other ruler, Scorpio. And it's like, wouldn't that have been something that came out yesterday, but for Mars Day. But you got the Judgment card in reverse here, Cancer. And with the Judgment card being here, there's something that I feel like a blockage that is preventing us from getting to a cycle in a way. If there's something that you've been kind of, again, keeping suppressed, or, because the Judgment card is about that energy of rebirth, and of evolution, and coming into a new light there. It's like that transcendence in a way, because after the Judgment card is the world, and then you're ending the cycle there and then getting to the next one. But I feel like before we can get to that end point, there's this change that is needed to be initiated. A foundation needs to be different, and that's tough too when you get the Judgment card and the Death card in reverse. That's like a strong resistance to change, and maybe this is someone that we're dealing with, or maybe like a family member that says this to you. Maybe there's a close friend, maybe there's someone that I feel like is close, as like that may be getting in the way of this change. But there's something to keep eyes on there, Cancer. Well, let's get your oracle card here so I can get you out of here. All right, Cancer, I dig that. So you have the psilocybin card, which is the commune card, and this is ruled by the Sun and by Pluto. And I feel like with this, Cancer, I do feel like that there is a need to kind of to one, I feel like I like this little community here, because I feel like it's like finding people, like if you've been around people who've been telling you to kind of shut things down and things like that, that can be really, really harmful to your growth there, Cancer. And they may just not know that yet, and there may need to put up some boundaries there for sure. But I feel also with this card that there's a need to commune with yourself again, to learn, allow yourself to be vulnerable, understand yourself, and see how that changes you, Cancer. Because I'm thinking with the Pluto, I feel like with Pluto and the Sun, the Sun deals with who you are, your sense, and then Pluto again deals with that power, that change. And I feel like that it's like the more that you commune with these emotions and understand these feelings, the more power that you gain from this experience, and that you get to really kind of root yourself in a stronger type of way. You know, your presence becomes more potent, and you can just really come who you are. Because I feel like with it being in reverse, there's this it's this lost kind of feeling, you know, like a need to kind of find yourself in this energy, Cancer. So just a little something to think about there. But you stay safe out there, Cancer. You know, the sensitive energies and things, and keep eyes on the moon. She's starting to get into a crescent phase. She's smiling a little bit. So, you know, kind of keep eyes on the moon that you can. But, you know, and I feel like, again, even as you become more sensitive to this energy, Cancer, then you're able to feel the lunar energy shifts, and it can be wonderful there, Cancer. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.